Happy Wednesday, North State. I do want to step back, though, and look at your Tuesday because we saw some big time swings out there across the region in terms of high and low temperatures. Now, we did see that happen across a lot of the region, especially throughout the valley. You saw a cold start and a pretty warm afternoon, but the real dramatics showed up specifically in Shasta County. So that's why we're going to take a look at Redding as our example here. What we saw yesterday was a huge variation from the norm, the normal being a low of 38 and a high of 57 on January 13th. We saw a low of 30 and a high of 71. So a 41-degree temperature swing when we typically expect about a 19-degree swing on a day like that. And this really goes to show just how extreme your January 13th was this year. It was the warmest one we've had in 17 years, but also the coldest one we've had in 14 years. So huge variation throughout the day, and the kind of variation we only see a couple weeks total throughout the year, right? Maybe 10 to 15 days a year on average, see a 40-degree swing like that. You go back to 2025, and we only saw 5 days with a greater temperature range than what we saw yesterday. And then you take a look at 2024, and with the extreme heat there, we actually saw 19 days with at least a 41-degree temperature swing and several other days that saw a 40-degree temperature swing. What's the difference? Why did we see a big swing there in year to year? Well, it's all about when that happened. We saw some major heat in 2024. And often those biggest temperature range days are when we behave more like a desert, when we have really dry conditions. And so you start out and you cool off effectively at night and you warm up a lot during the day. And that really happens when the ground is dry because none of the sun's energy is working on evaporating moisture. Instead, it's going directly into heating that ground, and then all of that goes away at night. When we have moisture, like we often do in the winter, your temperature range is smaller because, again, you're radiating less out to space at night and you're absorbing a little less into the ground as sensible heat in the day. So that's why we see these bigger swings more so in the summer and why we saw so many in 2024. But it's likely that we won't see a January 13th this swingy again for maybe another 30 years on average. So pretty impressive to see that 41-degree swing from your morning to your afternoon. And I think we'll make a good run at another 40-degree swing day here on your Wednesday.